Hello, hello, Gemini. Welcome to your February 2019 overview reading. This is good for you if you're a sun, moon, or rising Gemini. And I'm just going to pull this truth bomb card for you. And I want you to know that today's reading, or this month's reading, is going to be completely unlike anything I've ever done before. So we will get back to regular, good old structured spreads after this month. I have gobs of decks sitting in front of me, and everyone's getting something different this month. So I'm going to pick 10 cards. They have no structure. I'm just going to read them as they pop up. And if you aren't already subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because I have good stuff coming out all the time, and I have lots of stuff planned for 2019, so I hope you enjoy. Now let's go ahead and do this. Okay, now starting with the truth bomb, we have: you don't need to know the answer before you begin. This is a great card to have because I know that there's a lot of people who want to wait for answers, inspiration, clarity, the aha or epiphany before they just take the first step. And one of the biggest things that you want to keep in mind is that you have to get started in order to get clear. You're not going to be able to just internalize it, intellectualize it, and know for sure. And so the best way to get answers is to begin. And that's what this really is pushing for you right now, is get started on that thing, and then you're going to be able to see clearly. Now let's start. I'm just going to start pulling some of these to get a picture of what's going on for you this month. We have the shadow, so this is equivalent to the devil. Starting first thing, I can already see how that is probably popping up for you. Then we have explorer of candles. If I remember correctly, I think this is knight of rods. Then we have three of vials. Okay, three of cups. And then we also have creator of bells. Okay, so already we're having a bunch of action happening in February. And one of the main things that it's going to be driven by is a little bit more of the hedonistic side of things. So that's what this whole reading is starting off with. But it might be really hard to focus your energy on something this month. I'm just getting a lot of scattered. This looks like a really scattered month, so maybe there's something that you really want to focus on or you really want to get done, and that's what the Explorer of Candles is doing, is like, he wants to focus and get things moving and get things done. That's really what that card represents. But then you have, oh, but there's so much fun happening with friends. There's so many activities that we could do. There's so much good stuff going on. And it doesn't mean you can't indulge. It just means that it might be one of those things where you probably want to get an idea of, is this going to be a relaxing month where you just kind of want to enjoy yourself and be mindful about how much time you're spending there? Or is this something where you actually want to dig into your goals? Because I wouldn't recommend that you just kind of go into February without a plan of what it is that you want to do. Because that's when shadow can kind of take over, is all of those spaces that you're not keeping an eye on. That's kind of when you can start to check out or mess around and not put your energy in the areas that you want to see things progress. It just seems that this is one of those energies that you really want to be specific with, and you really want to be able to put this in an area that is useful. So it's, shadow self is always important. The devil's a really important card in tarot, and I think it's an important lesson to have. It's just about what are you doing with it? Like, how are you cooperating with this so that it doesn't get in the driver's seat? Remember, that's the whole goal when we're dealing with shadow self. You don't want it to be in the driver's seat, but you also don't want to shove it into a closet either. That's a bad move for the long term. And then I'm not going to read this one quite yet, but let's see what else is going on. Okay, we have Ace of Vials, Ace of Cups, Mystic of Bells, okay. And then we have Awakening, and Two of Tomes, Two of Pentacles, Dreamer of Vials, okay. And then we have the Magician. All right. So it looks like at the end of all this, you have to recognize that you are actively creating. You're an active participant in all of this. I'm getting the Creator of Bells right here. This is you. I think that these two cards are really connected. It's kind of like, what are you wanting? I think, honestly, it looks like you might not be focused this month. That's the big thing. It's probably going to be really hard to make a clear-cut decision about what it is that you're wanting and what it is that you're needing at this time. So that's where, because you can start to see, it's like there are so many different things going on in February. It looks very busy socially because you have the Three of Vials in the center, and then it's kind of like the wanting to move forward but overthinking it, wanting to make a decision but maybe, you know, making too many pros and cons lists. And it seems like this is going to be an incubation month, but there's a lot of temptation to go do a whole bunch of different things. So the best way to deal with this month is, one, you want to focus on what feels right for you, right? So focus on alignment with yourself and with the things that you would venture to say are best for you in this moment. That's where you want to start. And then from there, you can start constructing things around it. But this is not going to be a month where I would say take action on all your goals. No, probably not, because it doesn't look like there's going to be a whole lot of momentum if you get, I'm saying this carefully because I think there's probably a lot of you that do need to take action, but don't bite off more than you can chew. This is going to be a month where you probably have 50,000 opportunities and you want to do all of them. That is really not a good idea. You want to sit and contemplate what you're doing and what have you done in the past. Are you one of those people who is just gone 50,000 miles an hour and you just do everything as it comes up, and then you have all these unfinished projects? This is a month that's really going to be like, oh, do you want to do that again? Do you want to have all those unfinished projects? And so that's why I would say if you're not willing to commit to like one or two things, then don't do it. Like if you're too tempted by all of the different things going on around you, and that's, you know, that's what the shadow is as well. It's temptation. It's going to be really hard. And so that's why the Awakening card is like, where is your focus? It's like if you were just you solo by yourself, no distractions, what would you want to do? This can be really where you focus and how you put your attention into other things. I'm going to clarify a few of these, but I think that this month would be better to manifest because that's what you have sitting here. Whoops. I'm not accepting that card. I know, I'm so horrible. How dare I not take that card that flew out? Okay, we have the Seven of Cups. Yep, see, this is options. This is like having too many options, too many decisions to make, not being able to pick one. And so you want to explore the options. The Seven of Cups for you this month, I used it to clarify the Dreamer of Vials. it really is about looking at all the different options, looking at the different options, not taking action on all the different options, just looking at them. And so that's what this month is really going to be about. You can taste different things. You can explore. That totally makes sense. You can dabble a little bit, but as far as commitment goes, just be really careful with what you are committing to. I'm going to see what's on the bottom of this deck. We have the 5 of bells. Okay, so there are things you're going to have to say no to this month. This is about walking away from the things that aren't working or the things that aren't in alignment with you. And if you're not willing to, it's kind of like, yes, you can do all the things that you want to, but not all at the same time. That's the one condition here. You can't do them all at the same time. And there's a lot of cerebral energy here with the Mystic of Bells and the Creator of Bells, like thinking about it, thinking about it, thinking about it. And I'm actually getting that thinking about it is okay. It's like, I would rather you sit and think about it this month than to take too much action on too many things. Like that's just the way this is looking. So make sure you're being really mindful of how much energy you're giving to what and where it's going. But you're going to be able to manifest a lot. So if you're looking for an opportunity, if you're looking for clarity, if you're looking for support, you can manifest all of that. And then we have the 4 of Wands. So you're really bringing things together. Focusing on home is going to be really useful. It's not like you need to spend all of your time at home because you have 3 of Vials sitting right here. And this is also the 2 of Tomes. This card is like, okay, should I do this or should I do that? I think everything is kind of going to have this internal dilemma and contemplation that you have to go through, but that's just the deal with February for some reason. So it doesn't look like you need to get too worked up about it. It's just that you might kick yourself if you start doing too many things, and then you need to backtrack. So it's better to really come into focus about either the bigger picture or what you want, and then move forward. But manifestation is going to be on for you in February. Great month to tune into your goals. Like, what intentions did you set for 2019? Get back in touch with that. This would be a great time to do that because it seems like there's a lot that can stimulate you and there's a lot that can feed you this month. But you just want to be really cautious with overdoing it and overworking and just don't overdo it. Okay, then an Affirmators card for you. Nature. It's time to unleash your inner hippie and step outside of that man-made box. Take a walk in the woods, smell those flowers, hug some trees. You might think you're being ironic, like, look at me, I'm being all tree huggery and stuff, but you'll find that even then those trees will hug you back, and trees come from a time before irony, and their earnestness is impervious to our jaded humor. If that doesn't make you want to hug them even more, well, I guess you're a robot. This, again, contemplation, sitting with it, getting quiet. That is important for you this month. It's not something that you can really ignore. I'm getting that this is going to be a great month to meditate, focus on the things that you want, taste without committing to anything at this moment. That's probably going to change in March. I think March is when, you put pedal to the metal. I would not be surprised if that's kind of the next stage of this for you. So take this month and use it as a way to explore and incubate and not isolate, but feel into what's best for you. And that way you're going to get a lot of clarity around, you're just going to get a lot of clarity around your personal direction, whatever that might be. And then I'm going to pull a couple of these. Soul knowing. You have to get quiet to hear it though. You can't go off and people please and do 50,000 things and hear this. And I think that's why it's coming up. It's showing, not isolation, but incubation again. You're getting a lot of that imagery here. So soul knowing, you can only hear this when you're quiet enough to receive it. Think with your heart. Okay, going back to Ace of Vials, what is it that you're really drawn to? What is it that you're wanting? What does your heart want? What does your soul want? What is really calling to you? And that's what this month is about, discovering. Okay, so notice that you're backing up a bit. I think there are some of you that are really going to be in the middle of pursuing a lot of goals, but you need to update whatever it is that you're investing in. You just need to update like, hey, where is my energy going? Where am I putting all of my eggs this month? And so it might cause you to take a few steps back, but that is better than taking action on things, getting neck deep in investment, and then needing to backtrack later. So just do it now, update things now, and feel that out for yourself. Then we have high flying. So you do have a lot to work with here. It's not going to be a month that's boring, that's for sure. So you have plenty of time, you have plenty of space, you have plenty of action going on. I don't think there really needs to be, there's no reason to slow down in February as far as like what you're after. It's just about the amount. Like you can still put things on the to-do list in February. It's just that you might not be able to get everything done. So that's why the high flying card is like, hey, you still got it. You're not going to come to a screeching halt. That's not what this means. It's just showing you that you're still making a lot of progress and you're still getting to where you need to go, even if you can't see it quite yet. Just be really gentle with what you're involving yourself in. Okay, now we're going to do a 3-card pick. I'm going to put these down here. It's going to be hard for me to pick up the cards if they're in the center. So you can ask a question, you can ask for clarity, you can pick as few or as many cards as you'd like. You can notice where your eyes don't want to move away from, or you can ask yourself card 1, 2, or 3, whatever works for you. Pause it if you need more time. But card number 1, we have the 8 of Cups. A change in perspective. This is why this month is going to feel like you might have cold feet, or you might want more information this month, especially with the Creator of Bells and the Mystic of Bells. It's like, no, we need more info, we need more info, we need more insight. And the 8 of Cups is just showing that you are going to have that change in perspective, which is why I'm getting, you're not slowing down, you're just evaluating as you go. So that's what this month, or that's what you need to know about the situation that you're asking about, or whatever it is that you're going to have a change in perception and the way you're thinking about things and the way you're feeling things. So make sure that you are open to those possibilities. If you shut all of that out, it's going to be, you're just not going to feel aligned. And so it's going to trip you up later. Card number 2, we have the Queen of Swords, independent thinking. Okay, I believe that's the same as this card. So this is equivalent to the Queen of Swords. And it's all about like really having strong crown chakra ownership is important for you. Like not allowing other people's thoughts, ideas, opinions, and limiting beliefs to suffocate you, but instead just looking at that as information that is for other people. You need to stand in your own power this month. That's going to be really vital for you. So just know that you kind of have to take control over the information that's coming in. Other people's truth is not your truth. We all have our independent truths in any given lifetime. And then card number 3, we have the 3 of Rods. So kind of looking out at the horizon, looking at your plot of land and asking, what am I building here? And that's why I'm getting, just be careful with where you're putting your energy. And it's kind of like you're going to have a lot of temptation in February. Like there's, oh, all these cool things you could build here. Oh, and I'm sure you can think of all these different ideas and all these different plans on what you could put in this vacancy, but you don't want to just go with the first idea necessarily. You might want to take some time and percolate before you actually start building. That's the whole point of this month. Pause before you build. So this is just doubling down on that reminder. Pause before you build. Think before you move forward with something, and that's going to serve you better in the long term. Okay, my friends, that is all that I have for you today. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, subscribing, and a special shout out to all of those who work with me. I appreciate you more than you know. You guys are what make this channel possible. Don't forget, if you would like sign-specific weekly readings, or if you're interested in sign-specific love readings, they are available on my Patreon. You are also welcome to work with me one-on-one. I have a bunch of good stuff to choose from. So for those of you who don't know, I am just a good old psychic. I do cold readings. That's actually my work, my primary work. So you're welcome to check out everything that I have to offer. And don't forget to follow me on Facebook and Instagram. And until next time, have a lovely, lovely February, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.